In this video, I'll be discussing the impact of several pieces of government policy on higher education and the application cycle. Certainly, over the last 5 to 6 years, we've seen a steady increase in the number of applications as a result of various factors. The previous government invested significant resources into national schemes such as Aim Higher, designed to increase the number of school leavers attending university, due to a widely recognised acknowledgement that it provides social mobility. More recently, the impact of the recession, which at its height saw over 1 million 16 to 24-year-olds unemployed, has led to a further increase in applications. A more realistic figure to consider is the number of students accepted onto courses. Again, there has been a steady but smaller growth in this area over the last few years as the majority of institutions look to expand. In the 2011-2012 intake, 70% of students were placed on a course. The remaining 30% did not meet the academic criteria or were likely to have been poorly advised in terms of subject choice at school or college. It's really important to remember that applying to university is not a lottery. There will always be places for good students who work hard to achieve the required grades, who write an original personal statement and show that they are ready for the challenges of studying at university. In 2012, the vast majority of universities received fewer applications than previous years, and headlines like this were not uncommon. The introduction of higher tuition fees certainly had an impact and stopped some students from applying. Universities have strived hard to paint a clear picture of student finance and repayments in the wake of a lack of clarity and even misinformation on the part of some sections of the media, government and education establishments. For more information on student finance, try some of these resources. Another factor was to do with the fall in the number of students achieving an A or A star at A-level. This was the first time in over 20 years that this happened and resulted in nearly 10,000 less students achieving A star or A than HEFCE, the Higher Education Funding Council, had predicted. The final piece of government policy, which resulted in top institutions having to turn away students in 2012, was the introduction of an AAB quota. In order to create a competitive marketplace in the higher education sector, the government took 20,000 places away from the universities charging the highest rate of fees at £9,000 and gave them to institutions that were charging less. What this meant was universities were allowed to recruit unlimited numbers of students who achieved grades AAB or better, but had strictly controlled numbers of any students achieving less than AAB. For students entering university in 2013, this unlimited quota is now at ABB at A-level. Students ultimately need to work hard to achieve the grades which universities ask for, but for 2013, attaining at least ABB at A-level will keep them in a strong position in terms of gaining a place at some of the most competitive universities. So, 3 pieces of government policy relating to A-level results, tuition fees, and this idea of creating competition between institutions resulted in a very turbulent year for students, parents, and universities. Join us again when we'll discuss the globalisation of higher education and studying at the Russell Group of Universities.